Hello, it's me, Linda, from Stitching with Love, and today is Monday, September 7th. This is my second video. Let's see, I guess I'll start off sharing what I've done this week. First I want to thank everyone that has commented or subscribed. I really appreciate it. Very encouraging. Thank you very much. Now, for what I've done this week. I started off Tuesday. I wanted to do So This Is Love. I wanted to start it, and I did. That is this one right here. And my plan was to start tent stitching, which I had never done before. And in my mind, I was going to end it the way I stitch. So when I stitch, I start left to right, so bottom left, top right, and I end bottom right, top left. So in my head, my tent stitching was going to go bottom right, top left. I did not realize how difficult that was going to be. I could not wrap my brain around where I was parking the stitches. It ended up being totally chaotic. It took me forever to do 79 stitches. I was frustrated. I had to pull them out so many times because I was putting them in the wrong places. And then I watched some videos and I realized that the videos that I had watched all did the bottom left to the top right. And of course alternating between rows, like whether starting on the bottom or the top. But I realized that I just made it so much more harder for me. So on Wednesday, I went and took the whole thing apart, took out all 80 stitches, and started over again. And it's going much better, but I was so frustrated, I just stopped from there. So I only did 100. Let's see if you can see that. But I feel so much better about it. So I will be working on this week. I just needed a break last week. So I also realized that I wasn't doing any of my challenges because I spent so much time on that. So for my challenges, let's see, I ended up doing Proverbs 31 sampler. And if you remember this one, when I showed this last week, I believe I had only done the border and part of the border up here. So this week I started the second row here, filled that in, and extended a little bit more on top. So that's what I've done so far this week. So I ended up doing really well because I only worked on this. I worked on this Monday, and then Wednesday and Thursday, and for me this is really good. I ended up with a total of 587 stitches. That's good for me. I only needed 300 for a prompt, so I had to put this one away and start working on the others. So another prompt was for Sad Fairy, my Isabella, and I got another 300 stitches on her. So I was able to do, I think I did this row, I did like the middle row here and then these two. So I'll be working on her. I think she's in the plans for this week. Yes. So then another prompt was for something seasonal. So I decided to work on the second for the Advent animals, and this is the Peter the polar bear. And see, so I started that, did the border. I feel like I spent more time trying to figure out how spaced out this is going to be because I wanted to make sure it all fits. But I think this will work. I can definitely get 25 on there. So I did that this week. And for that I got like 314 stitches. And then that was it. That's what I've done this week. So yeah, that's all. See, short video. I think I overwhelm myself. I'm part of a lot of groups. I have joined, let's see my list here, Cross Stitch Township, which is closed, but that's the one I'm focusing on because I find that in that group you get to set your own goals, so I can work on building up my stitches and getting a little quicker on it. But I really enjoy that group, and I'm part of Magical Stitches, which I find completely fascinating but also overwhelming because I don't stitch that much. So right now I'm only focusing on the monthly, and I think I'll continue with that this month and see where I go from there, but I'm not going to stress out about it. So, and that is where Sad Fairy is coming in because I have that on there. The Sad Fairy. And then I'm also part of 24 Hours of Cross Stitch, which I really enjoyed last month because it helped me cross stitch daily, where before that I had only done maybe 2-3 days a week. So now I cross stitch for like a minimum of an hour every day, and I really like that. And Full Cover Fanatics and Virtual Stitches, which the sampler comes in perfect because the Proverbs sampler this month at Virtual Stitches is the Proverbs, samplers, any samplers for September. So that fits in really good with that. So those are the groups I'm a part of. What groups are you a part of? I find them so interesting and creative how the prompts come about and the stories behind them, especially in Magical Stitches, and it's just fascinating to me. Let's see. Next week I plan on, for the Cross Stitch Township, my plan is to work on Pandemic. So I will be working on this one. And so far I haven't touched it this week, so I'm still there. On Terry's video I mentioned the color and I got the color wrong. I think I said 903. It's actually 902. So that is the color I went with. Let's see. So like it's 902. So in case anybody was wondering. So I'll be doing that. I will be continuing with Sad Fairy, and I will be doing the Proverbs sampler because one of it is stitch on the one closest to a finish, and I'm not stitching on that many projects, so the Proverbs sampler seems to be the closest because it's the smallest. Even I thought Advent Animals, but when you count up 25 of those, that's not the smallest. So those are the 3 I'll be working on. Don't think I'll be working on anything else. I'm not sure. I did have a question for everyone out there. Floss organization. I've looked up some videos and I've tried a few different ways, and I got frustrated because, like, say right now, this is my Advent sampler floss. So every time I needed a floss, again, I would have to go through this bag and try to look up all the numbers, and it's very time consuming and messy. It just clutters up the area. So I decided to go with, I bought some floss bags. So I decided to put all of them in floss bags. I have them labeled, and then I have my little 31 label on there. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm very curious about how everyone else organizes their floss. I do have a container with floss on bobbins, but they're floss that I don't know the numbers of because I kept everything from 20 years ago. So I just kind of like organized that and stuck them all in there. But I think they'll probably be used when I'm playing around or stitching something where I could just use whatever colors I have. Yes, I'm very curious about how everyone else does that. I think that's it. I don't know what else to talk about. I did a total of 1,301 stitches this week, which, yeah, no, not, yeah, 1,300. Sorry, brain's not working. 1,301 stitches, which is really good for me for 1 week, so I'm proud of myself there, and it was a tough week. We had a lot of things going on. Don't know if that will work out this week, because today my husband has off, so we're going to go out for a bit and hang out with him. I think that's it. Okay. Well, everyone, I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the holiday today, and I will see you next week. Bye.